So let us discuss it. And really, it's all about LeBron, because LeBron had promised he didn't deliver on his promise. So the question, how humiliating was this Game 5 loss for LeBron James? Now, on the MALLER scale of humiliation, 1 to 10, 1 to 10, this is a 9, a 9.0 on the MALLER scale of humiliation. I have hairball, Jenga tower, and stomped. And we will tie all of these things together into an adequate, passable MALLER monologue. But it is 6 degrees of LeBron James. He talked the talk. And if you're going to talk the talk, you got to walk the walk. He was very braggadocious. He was pumping his chest out in the lead up to this game about how he was going to pick up the slack without Anthony Davis. He was bragging to the NBA media, LeBron was, about how those shoulders were built for a reason, clearly implying that he was going to put the entire Laker team on his back. And boy, did he ever do that. He led them right into the flame. You talk about a chicken crap performance. That would be LeBron James. Who goofed? I've got to know. They really rallied around LeBron. As we anticipated, King James was not up to the challenge. We were not disappointed at all. In fact, we relished second after second of blowout city. And the old saying, never let a falling star fall on you. The Lakers have done that. LeBron is 36, playing like he's 66 years old at times. And, hey, listen, you got to look around the room. You got to read the room. And you look around. Let's call a spade a spade. LeBron James coughed up a hairball. He did. He said he was going to be the guy. He bragged about his shoulders, and they were built to carry the team. He went out there and sucked at a time you cannot suck. Took 19 shots, only made 9 of them. 24 points, the most damning stat for LeBron James. While he was on the court, the Lakers were outscored by 24 points. Now, they got blown out, and you say, well, of course he was outscored by 24 points. That makes sense. No, it doesn't. He's God's gift to the NBA. Well, that's embarrassing. LeBron alone should keep you within striking distance when he's on the court. Well, that's the younger LeBron, not the LeBron right now. The Lakers took a ride, and LeBron was the pilot on the Vomit Comet on this particular night, and boy, was it enjoyable. Boy, did you enjoy it as much as I did? You did? Good. You're nodding your head. We were actually getting drunk off the tears of Laker historians. You talk about getting pantsed in front of the entire country. The Suns patty-whacked the Lakers. Now, the Lakers did have a lead. They led by 5. But you had to have watched the game in the first, 8 minutes, because it was the last lead the Lakers had was 10-7 with 7:23 to go in the first quarter. From that point forward, the final 42 minutes of this NBA game was led by the Phoenix Suns. They led by as many as 36. 36? Oh, can you imagine how much money the sports books are going to make from dumb historians? Because the Lakers, as a 7 seed, were favored against the number 2 seed, because the bookies love to take dumb people's money. Get that dumb money. And they are in a very good position. Now, it's not over yet. It's not over yet. Lightning could strike. Odd things can happen. And the NBA could call in some favors. They could bring back Tim Donaghy to officiate a couple of games here. But if it's on the up and up, the Lakers are done. All right. The future, think about this, part B, the future of the Lakers in this moment is tied to a cream puff, right? They're suffering heartburn, indigestion, they've got the upset stomach, and diarrhea. Anthony Davis is the linchpin that will decide if this team exits stage left or lives to play another day. Good luck on that. Now, they come back and they play on Thursday, and you look around, well, the best case scenario, according to the medical experts, when you have an injured groin, is 1 week of rest and recovery. That would be a total of 4 days. Good luck. Good luck on that working out. Imagine putting all your money on Humpty Dumpty to come back. I'm sure that will go well. Now, Charles Barkley gave AD a new nickname over on TNT. He nicknamed him Street Clothes. Why did Charles Barkley call Anthony Davis street clothes? Because he's always wearing them sitting on the bench because he's injured all the time. The unibrow is as wobbly as a Jenga tower. And all the blocks around him on that Laker team are about to come tumbling down. Down, down, down. Right? The Suns put on a clinic, surgically taking the Lakers apart. Special gold star to the Lakers starting backcourt, and really the starting lineup in particular. But I think this is the greatest Laker backcourt of all time. Some would say, Magic Johnson and Byron Scott or Derek Fisher when he was there. Some people considered Kobe Bryant the two guard at the time. But no. It's Dennis Schroeder and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, two starting guards in an NBA playoff game. The crucial Game 5. Historically, the team that wins Game 5 wins the series most of the time. And they combined to go 0 for 10 from the floor and scored as many points as I did and you did in that particular game. The Goose Egg, Bupkis, is what they got. Now, with a special tip of the cap to DeAndre Jordan 2.0, Andre Drummond, who reminds me a lot of DeAndre Jordan. He's not very good in these playoff games. Andre Drummond had 7 points. Markieff Morris had 4. That's 11. They were in the starting lineup. So the 4 other players around LeBron had a total of 11 points. LeBron sucked. And even Laker greats are turning on this team. The walls are crumbling. You hate to see it. Shaquille O'Neal took out his jackhammer, and he pounded away at the Lakers, said they played soft, they had no heart, no sense of urgency. One of the great Lakers of all time, Shaquille O'Neal, calling it like it is. On this gutless Laker team. Now, the last word here. Let's go back. We got to revisit this LeBron James angle. This was another emasculating episode. We said 9.0 on the MALLER scale of humiliation for LeBron James. It can't be a 10 because it wasn't an elimination game, but it's as close as you can get without an elimination game. To lose by 30. My God. And you could tell it was affecting LeBron. LeBron was disgusted. He's not someone that hides it well. Never let them see you sweat was a catchphrase for some deodorant back in the day. Maintain grace under fire. We've all heard that, right? Well, not LeBron, right? He stomped off the court. He retreated to the locker room with 5:40 to go on the game clock midway through the fourth quarter. LeBron was the French shoulder. Surrender. Now, the NBA media will slobber all over LeBron and claim that he was going and getting treatment. We know that story's coming down the pike. It's laughable, right? It's laughable. As a leader, right, we always see this, you got to stay out there. You got to stay out there with your guys. Whether you win by 30 or lose by 30, you got to be out there. And if you don't do that, we're told all the time, bad sportsmanship. So call LeBron out. He was a bad sport by that definition, right? You're the leader of the team. You're the face of the franchise. You're out there talking the talk. Tough night for your team, and instead he huffs and puffs and has a hissy fit and walks to the locker room midway through the fourth quarter as the Lakers were getting vaporized out on the court. Just unreal. Unreal. We witnessed that. All right, let's hear now from the key participants here. How about LeBron James himself, who pointed out after the game that this was a very competitive matchup.
We got our ass kicked. I mean, it's just that simple. They got to whatever they wanted to get to in this game, and we got to be better, obviously, if we want to force a Game 7. So, obviously, a lot to learn from in this game, a lot to cover. See, what we got to do better going into Game 6. But they pretty much just kicked our asses. I mean, there's nothing else really to say.
Yeah. Well, that's really nonsense. There's nothing to learn from it. The Lakers were lethargic. I mean, you knew going in, if you played lethargic, you were going to lose. Now, Frank Vogel, who was the doofus of the NBA, right, in Orlando, terrible coach for the Orlando Magic, goes to the Lakers, and ta-da! Now he's God's gift to coaching again. Well, without Anthony Davis, what kind of X's and O's adjustments did Frank Vogel make? Well, Vogel was there to praise the Suns and try to dodge the rest of it.
They did what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to win Game 5. Whether they win by 1 or win by 30, They won Game 5. It's our turn to go home go back to LA, go home, take care of our home court, and make this a 7-game series.
Yeah. Good luck on that. I'm sure you're going to do that, unless you're not.